Hello, and welcome to today's show where we promise you'll leave feeling empowered, motivated, and ready to make a difference as we talk about rare blood disorder awareness through hashtag Be a Hero, Donate Blood, and the power of overcoming adversity to inspire and uplift others. Hi, I'm the host, Trina Myers, Miss Elite United USA, the Zebra Queen, Legacy Maker, CEO of Rare Wish, and Queen Bee of Creative Marketing Agency. And today I have a special guest with me. Hello, Christine.
Hi, I am Christine Couron, the 2024 Classic Universe Contemporary Woman. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me on.
The podcast, The Royal Buzz. It's your go-to podcast that's buzzworthy on pageantry, advocacy, and positivity. Where Hive meets Hype, listen to the magic one story at a time. So today we promised you'll leave feeling empowered, motivated, and ready to make a difference. So we're going to talk about something that is right up my alley in the rare disease community. We're going to talk about rare blood disorder awareness through hashtag Be a Hero, Donate Blood, as well as talk with Christine on the power of overcoming adversity to inspire and uplift others. So again, thank you, Christine, for being here today. Can you tell us a little bit more about the rare blood disorder awareness?
Yes, so as you mentioned, my platform is hashtag Be a Hero, Donate Blood. I have two children that are 2 years old and 1 year old who have a rare blood disorder called hereditary spherocytosis. It is a genetic condition that my husband has and had a very high chance of passing on to our kids. What was so interesting, though, is my husband's story. He had a very mild condition.
Mm-hmm.
Our two children have what they call a very severe case and have needed to have 20 blood transfusions over the last 2 years.
Wow.
And as a mom, I think we always want to find the cure or the treatment. And unfortunately for my children, there is no cure or treatment. And so I found the courage very early on to start sharing their journey and asking people to please donate blood, because that's really the only way we can save their lives.
Right. And I know that, or the last time I was aware, is that there is a shortage of blood.
Yes, I actually work very closely with my local blood center, Carter Blood Care.
Mm-hmm.
And just the other day, I took students on a tour and they showed all the blood types up on the board. And the O negative blood type, the blood bank had less than a 1-day supply of blood. And also informed me that they are desperately in need of platelets for transfusions.
Right. And I know plasma is also another that is a shortage of as well.
And along my journey, it was something that I never really thought about, but
Mm-hmm.
one of the care workers in the hospital told us since COVID, there's been an extreme lack of blood donations, which I never thought about, but it makes complete sense why.
Absolutely. You know, so many people are still afraid to get out into the community.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You had mentioned that this particular rare disease that your children have, there's no cure. And unfortunately, that's very common with rare diseases.
Mm-hmm.
And more than 90% of rare diseases are without even an FDA approved treatment.
Fortunately, in our case, I knew that there was the potential they would get this specific disorder. And so I had done the research and prepared my prenatal team. It could be a possibility. And honestly, I believe through my advocacy, because we looked at their blood panels at birth and were able to catch it so quickly and get them to the specialist they needed.
Right.
I know for certain that's why they're both alive today.
So, what about, because I know that not all states are testing for rare diseases yet. And, you were in a situation that you knew that there could be that possibility. However, there's a lot of people who have no clue to, even ask, or, what would be some things that you could, share with new mothers or somebody who may be struggling through what you went through, and what are some signs and symptoms to look out for?
With my children in particular, they both had a spike in bilirubin within 24 hours of birth, and I think the spike in bilirubin can be an indication of any kind of infection or possible disease for children. So, as a new mom, I would look for maybe skin discoloration if they kind of look a little yellow. If maybe your child seems just a little bit more sleepy than normal.
Mm-hmm.
At birth, you don't really know what normal is yet.
Right.
But I truly believe that knowledge is the most powerful thing that we can have. And so, really trying to educate yourself on different kinds of rare diseases and disorders through different websites and articles, and just kind of being prepared and trying to get as much family history background as you can will help you be better equipped for something that your own child might have.
Right. I completely agree with you. During my journey, I kept like a Word document or made notes on my phone, took lots of photos just for documentation purposes. And nowadays, with our phones so accessible, it's a lot easier now for documentation than it was when I was growing up.
Right. And I truly believe you are the best advocate for yourself and your children, and our medical staff sees so many patients a day. I think you have to be the one who's doing the work to just keep looking and searching, and at some point you will find the answer and possibly help them to diagnose it.
Being your own advocate is so important. And I have hired and fired many, many doctors, and I think that is also a lesson to know that if you have that gut feeling that something's not right and your healthcare provider is not trying to help you find answers, then maybe it's time to find a new healthcare team.
Yes. And there's nothing wrong with having second opinions, maybe second, third, and fourth opinions, and working with different types of doctors all at the same time.
Yeah. So, what are you doing specifically with Be a Hero, Donate Blood? Is this something that you're advocating, trying to push people to donate blood? Are you going out in the community? Is this a social campaign? Tell us a little bit more how you're getting the word out.
Well, I really started on social media and within my immediate family, just as a mom, telling my children's journey and basically begging people to go donate blood, which eventually led to me hosting multiple blood drives and getting more involved in talking to the local news stations to try and get the word out about the blood drives. And that just opened up a whole slew of doors for me. Since doing the blood drives and working with the news stations, I now, as I mentioned earlier, am working closely with Carter Blood Care.
Mm-hmm.
We really filmed a very long session telling my children's story, and they will be featured on the website March 1st. They also have been placed on all the posters and campaign materials that are going to be around in the state.
Well, if you have a link for that, I definitely want to share that with our audience so that they can view it. I've been watching your post on social media and I can't wait to watch it myself.
Thank you. I actually found out today that they should be sending it to me tomorrow, so it's coming.
Amazing. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I also filmed 2 TV commercials that are currently running and in regards to asking people to donate blood, and I filmed or recorded a radio ad that's running on the radio right now. And, I would say the biggest thing that I have done recently, my husband and I knew we wanted to start some sort of a foundation
Mm-hmm.
for spherocytosis in particular, and I did a lot of research and I discovered the National Organization of Rare Disorders
Mm-hmm.
rare chapter, I guess you could say. And I actually began a student chapter in my school in my hometown, and it's the only one in all of our state.
Oh, wow.
We are able to educate young students in high school now about different types of disorders and diseases, and we're bringing them into the hospitals and the blood centers, and we're getting ready to set up a 5K to raise funds for rare disorders. And so I think that hopefully my wish is that one day one of them who becomes a medical professional will encounter a case like they've learned about and say,
Mm-hmm.
I remember learning about that in high school in my North.
Right. Absolutely. You're doing an amazing job. I know that's something that, I'm in that same line of work and doing the same, sort of things in the rare disease community. And it's a lot of work. So I commend you on your legacy that you are leaving and, starting actually to hopefully leave.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So I know that you've been working on these efforts prior to receiving the title of Classic Universe Contemporary Woman. So what do you have planned for your legacy going forward? I know you've mentioned a couple of different things, but what are you hoping to accomplish before the end of your reign?
Well, I want to tell you just a funny story about becoming the Classic Universe Queen.
Okay.
So I met the pageant director a few years ago when I competed in the Ms. Universe system, and she has just loved me for years since we met and loved my family and watched me get married and have children and all of that. And so about a year and a half ago, I said to her, I really would love to come back and do one of your pageants. But at the time, they only accepted women only over 40. And so I said, could you possibly lower the age limit? And she thought I was, crazy. But lo and behold, she actually created a new division called the Contemporary Woman for women 30 and up, and there's no cap. And when she told me she created the division, I was pregnant with our son at the time. That, I'd love for you to, I created the division. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm pregnant. I don't know. And my husband and I really talked about it. And we decided that it would be a great thing for me to go simply because it motivate me to kind of get back to myself after having a second child back to back. And more importantly, I knew it would be an incredible experience to meet all these amazing women who could help me spread this mission nationwide. Well,
Right.
even.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the pageant solely to share this mission and meet these women. I had just had a child only 5 months earlier, so I didn't exactly think that I was anything winner worthy, and surprisingly, I won.
Yeah.
So I think to answer your question, what I really want to leave behind in terms of a legacy is, number one, I want to be an excellent representative for the Classic Universe system because I am the first ever contemporary woman. And I think for every woman, I want to demonstrate that beauty is so much more than your dress size, and you can always find time, no matter how busy you are, to be making a difference in the world through what inspires you.
Right. You're speaking my music there, right there with you.
I still have lots of work to do on developing this new Nord group, and I still am working on actually traveling around the country to help people produce blood drives, and we're going to do a big blood drive in July right before the pageant. And I'm also working on a couple of different books. One of them is for NICU moms about miracle stories. excited and looking forward to publishing some books in the near future.
That is exciting. That and so rewarding,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that is something that can live on forever.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Wow. So if the audience wants to get involved with Be a Hero, Donate Blood, what are the ways that they can contribute, and what's the best way for them to reach you?
The the best way to reach me, number one, is on any social media site. You can just type in hashtag Be a Hero, Donate Blood, and 9 times out of 10 you'll find a post that I made. My social medias, I'm on Facebook and Instagram, are Christine Couron 2425 Classic Universe Contemporary Woman. And if you just send me a message there or even comment on a post, I'm very good at writing back to people quickly. The next thing I would say is find your local blood center and go donate today. The stationary blood centers are usually open until late in the evening, and it doesn't take but 5 minutes to set up an appointment and usually about 20 minutes to go donate blood. The most important thing I want to tell people is I will travel across the country to help them set up blood drives. I will do the work to find the hospitals and where the hospitals are receiving blood products from. Yeah, I will do all of that effort and work if you just give me a date and a time.
That is great. I do have a follow-up question that as someone who is from a rural area,
Mm-hmm.
and, this was something that I was trying to help promote in Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
And the closest center to donate blood was over an hour away.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And sometimes that's not an easy way for somebody to get to donate. So for individuals who live in a rural area, not metro or in the city, what are some suggestions that you think could help them run a blood drive if they were so interested in helping out?
You need to find a space where so the blood centers have buses that will travel to you. Really, all they require is a couple of parking spaces where they're not blocking traffic or possibly blocking down a shopping center. But I would say the best thing is to kind of come together as a community, whether it be at a church or a group of people who want to come together and host a blood drive. And then you find a specific location. Grocery store, shopping parking lots are great, and the bus will come out to you all.
Oh, I had no idea that was even an option.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing that.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any last thing that you would like to share with our audience?
The last thing I would like to share is people may not realize, but there really is no substitute for blood products out there. And even if there were, I'm not sure that I'd want to experiment with that. So I just ask people to really consider, no matter what age you are or maybe even health condition you are in, to try and go donate blood, because you would be surprised who is eligible, and just one donation can save up to 3 people's lives.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Christine, and sharing your journey and your story and encouraging others to be a hero to donate blood. So if there's anything that we said today that inspired you, please reach out and let us know. It's been wonderful just spending this little time with you, Christine, and taking the time to better understand your platform. And, you're just such an inspiration that I am so honored that you were here with me today to talk about rare disease, especially in the Rare Disease Month.
Thank you so much for having me. It's my
Yeah.
show.
Well, today's message goes to show that resilience and passion can push barriers out of the way. And don't forget to follow me and our guest, Christine, on our social media. Mine is Miss Elite United USA, or the Zebra Queen. And that is all for today's show. I will make sure that links for Christina's Facebook page is available so you know how to find her. And thank you so much for joining us. If anything resonated with you today and you would like to continue this conversation or be a guest, go to my website at creative, that's CRE, the number 8, TIVEHQ.com, where you can RSVP for upcoming live events and learn more about organizations and supporters just like today with Christine's organization via Hero Donate Blood. So thanks again for tuning in to the Royal Buzz, where you will discover inspiring stories, empowering discussions, and a whole lot of positivity.